Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share a pretty fun and low investment, low risk farming strategy that a few content creators have been popularizing, and that is the mirror farm or magic farming strategy. And the core of this strategy is to basically juice the magic pack size in your map through stuff like ALVA, temples, and beyonds, and also breach, which is what I'm doing here. And the idea is that we have so many magic monsters that we're killing where we're dropping a bunch of just raw currency like chaos orbs, alchemy orbs, and then eventually divine orbs and hopefully mirrors as well. That is the idea here, is just to drop so much stuff that we increase the chances of dropping these divine orbs and mirrors. But yeah, my build is great for running this. I'm running an aura support, but you can do this with any build. I'm not running any risk scarabs here, and as you can see, the loot is pretty satisfying. So stay tuned and I'll go over the strategy in a minute. Alright, let's jump right in. So the core of this strategy revolves around increasing the magic pack size of monsters in your map. And how we're doing that again is via breach and ALVA. So the scarabs that I chose to run is the 2 incursion scarab of champions. This causes us to have a 70% chance for monsters to be at least magic, and then paired with this node right here, 33% chance, we basically guarantee all our monsters in incursions to be magic. So this will significantly increase the loot that you get from incursions, which increases the chance of getting raw currencies like divines. And then we're running I decided to do two scarabs of monstrous lineage to have 80% increased magic pack size. This is a budget option. If you want to juice it even more, you can do bloodlines. Bloodlines gives you a 150% increased magic monsters, but this scarab right now goes for about 60 chaos, so it's pretty expensive. And then the last one I do is scarab of wisp. This basically empowers some monsters who have wisp, which increases the quantity, rarity, and so forth. So this is what I'm running with. I've tested it with one bloodlines. I didn't notice much difference, so I decided to do 2 lineage instead. Of course, you can always replace these with the risk scarab, which will make your map a lot harder but also a lot more rewarding. And then finally, because we're running incursion, if you're unaware, the scarab of timelines, basically you want to use this when you have the catalyst of corruption already in your temple layout, because what the scarab does is it will drop an itemized temple at the end of your 4 incursions in the map, and the temple layout will randomize the room levels. So basically it will have a 30% chance or 33% chance to have a tier 3 catalyst of corruption. So in this case, because I have that there, I'm going to use this. I'm going to replace it with one of the lineage scarab. But yeah, that's what we're running with. This is what the Atlas tree looks like. We're grabbing some breach here, incursion, and then we're also grabbing 4 incursions along with this wheel here, which gives us a 100% chance to have ALVA in our maps. And then some temple nodes here. Singular focus, I decided to go with this because basically all the other non-favorite maps will drop as currency, and this increases our raw currency drop. You might not be able to sustain your tier 16.5 maps this way, and if you can't, you just simply have to swap to a different Atlas tree to do that instead. And that's why we have different trees here. You can easily farm a bunch of maps using the other strategies, but for this strategy, we want singular focus. And then here is basically some scarab nodes, breach. We're grabbing all the map effect modifiers here, breach here for density, and then I always like to grab these here because, again, I talked about it in my previous video. By simply allocating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here, you significantly increase your chance of dropping the Echo of Reverence, which sells for over 2 divines. And I've noticed the drop rate to be significantly higher with this allocated than if I did not have this allocated. So I like to get this here. And then breach here, and I initially went for Chayula here, but I didn't really know because I'm starved on points, so I decided to remove that to invest it in everything else. But if you want, you can invest into that, because Chayula Breachstones, they go for about 100 chaos now, which is a lot more than the other ones. So that's an option too. Alright, so we're gonna start with this map here. Again, we're doing 2 champions, 1 wisp, and 2 lineage for the magic pack size here. We're not doing the incursion because I don't have the temple here. I didn't record the footage earlier, but that's what we're going with, and we're just going to show you what the map looks like. We're going to do breach on the map device with Eater of Worlds. So this build is quite good for a strategy like this, because we are basically just running through and everything just dies pretty much. And for the Eater of Worlds, you just want to grab obviously any quantity, rarity, divine orbs obviously if you're lucky. Just gonna grab these here. And then check your mercenaries as well, because sometimes you get lucky. We're gonna take this one. We're just gonna pop both breaches at once to speed up this map. And I like to pick up breach rings as well, just because oh, we got a tink somewhere. That it is divine orb. Yeah, breach rings are, they drop a lot when we're farming a strategy like this, and I like to just sell it for a grasping mail unID'd and sell the unID'd grasping mail for 1 divine. You can of course ID them if you like, but I prefer to just sell them. Alright, so we're gonna run ALVA here, and as you can see in a minute, it should drop a lot of gold and hopefully some good currency items as well. But this strategy is, this build is perfect for clearing something like that. It just melts everything. And on average, you can expect at least a divine per map, or a Valdo box, or something along those lines, on average, if you're doing this strategy. That's at least based on my experience. Of course, there are some maps where you drop 2 divine orbs, and then some maps where you don't drop any, but on average, you can expect about 1 divine per map. So make sure I'm doing the right one. Adjacent room tier. Our temple here does not look too great, but I would say for the most part it's like a 50% chance to get a temple with the corruption altar, so it's a pretty high chance, and you can sell those for about 1.5 divines. And as for the map of choice, I'm running Canyon because the layout is nice, and it's also a natural T16 map. So if you're running tier 16.5s, uncorrupted 8-mod uncorrupted maps, you can basically drop any other tier 16.5 maps and convert them into Canyon with the Horizon Orb. So that makes it easy. Alright, we have another chance here. Let's see. Okay. These cursed treasures haven't been very good. I honestly don't know how effective they are. Alright, and the final ALVA is here. Nothing good from ALVA. Also, this strategy gives you a lot of XP, so you'll be leveling up pretty quickly with this. We're gonna grab that. That's the boss. Currency. Hopefully, we get some nice items. So this boss has Wisp on it. Okay, so our mercenary has the Headhunter mod on it, which makes it quite annoying. Alright, so that is the map. We got one divine, so that's the average. And yeah, hopefully that showcase shows you what the strategy looks like. On average, again, you'll be dropping divines, Valda boxes, so it's a pretty fun strategy. And I'm testing out a different divination card farming where I have my Ivory Temple scry to my canyon, so I'm able to drop the Sephiroth as well as IC Brothers. I'm gonna try out a divination card farming here with Beyond, so I'm testing that, and if it's good, I'll post a new video on that, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye guys.